Okay, I'm gonna make another video tonight. I haven't even smoked weed yet since I've been home, which is so strange because this is like an epiphany night. I told you earlier I hadn't been harassed, and then all of a sudden, like 9:30 or whatever, 8:30, they send their little kid to come do the little light thing. And that's not really harassment. That's like the kid has no clue what the fuck is going on. Their parents just are like, let's play hide and seek, okay? You go run down there. And then it made me start thinking about things and like the source and where it all comes from. I still have no clue exactly what happens, but I can identify the means, the ways that they are able to do this. So that includes surveillance videos from that security company. Metro Los Angeles has probably the second most cameras aside from that, outside of that security company. That security company has access to Metro's cameras, and Metro has a whole network. So I don't know where else that security company works. Could they be at Loyola Marymount? And if they are the security service for Loyola Marymount, I have heard other targeted individuals reference Loyola as the place where they believe that their stalking started. The daughter of Charlie Sheen went to Loyola. Her friend Alice McDonald, who posted the photo of me that said Malibu's Most Wanted, was also a Loyola Marymount college attendee. I don't know if they were in sororities. If they were in sororities, it's possible that the sororities are also part of this. This has been going on for 20 years. I don't believe that I am just now finding out about this because I didn't care, because my life is happy. I don't have a reason to have knowledge of something like this. And then adding to it, it's not just, this is so evil and so sinister when I think back, because I had just made a post on my Facebook about the Hawaii trip where I discovered those girls aren't my friends. Earlier, I spoke about my graduation when I invited all of the people who I thought were my friends, pretty much all the girls that were at Jen's wedding in Hawaii. I invited everybody. Nobody could make it. So I've just been unlikable since I've been young. And when I was young, first of all, I'm not the same person that I was when I was younger. Second of all, I would agree that younger me was very annoying. So at this point, I'm starting to think, how is it even that I had people that I called friends throughout high school? Because they were fake to my face and the whole time playing behind my back. I have a feeling, and I actually removed her as a friend from Facebook, but I did the adult thing and I told her, hey, I'm unfriending you because it's not working like that. You know, if you want to talk, I could call you, we can talk. But even that was too much. I shouldn't even offered that. But I started to realize in life, once I stopped hanging out with this person, like when I was younger, we were party girls. I was a party girl because she was an alcoholic. I used to go out to clubs with her because I would drive her car home because I knew she wasn't going to make it home if she were to go by herself or with anybody else, really, even. I would even drive drunk on occasion because I know that I can handle my liquor and it would not be to the point of her drunkenness. Like, I'm always going to be able to drive home. I won't say never. My first few times getting drunk, it was so bad, and there wasn't, and this is why, and I don't want to say these things, but they're true. My brain is telling me this bitch has set you up every fucking time from the very beginning. I used to go clubbing, and at the same time, it is me, of course, I have to agree to these things, but had it not been for her desire to be a club girl, I wouldn't have been in Hollywood standing outside of a club at 1 a.m. trying to get in. Every time we would go to clubs, I was never the first person to walk in because I'm autistic. I know now I'm autistic, and the reason I used to have to follow her in was because that was too much for me to handle. We used to go to clubs, and it was always, she would walk in first and I'd walk in behind her. Very rarely, almost never, unless it was like good music playing on the dance floor. I didn't actually even really have that much fun until I had met my DJ. I was dating a DJ at White Lotus, a club we used to go to. But then I started thinking back to all the male relationships that I had and the people who ghosted me. Their connections are through the same group of girls that I think it was Blair Hansen referred to as squids. So Ian Anderson is one of the guys who ghosted me. Ian Anderson is Kristin Little's ex-boyfriend. And it was, we're supposed to hang out. He's coming down to Los Angeles. He's on his way. We're texting while he's on his way down, and then just nothing. And it was like more than 24 hours, absolutely nothing. And that was the beginning. Maybe not with him. It had happened with other people before, but that was one of the first people who I remember going through. Is he dead? We were supposed to hang out. Why isn't he calling me back? So that's the start of the emotional damage game. There were others. John Lockman, my prom date. I'm going to go through and talk about everybody in this picture that they wanted to put into my inbox because they added me to a group chat, right? So I'm talking about all these things and I'm getting closer to discovering or whatever. And then October 19th, I get a group chat on my phone from the very same girls who left me high and dry in Hawaii, the same girls who didn't come to my graduation. They are still trying to play on this emotional damage game. I'm not emotionally damaged because you guys all have your own fucking mental issues. And you try to make it look like I'm the one with a mental issue. How do you... No. Because it is my opinion. I am of the opinion that people use alcohol. I don't consider weed a drug. It's natural. I use it as a painkiller. It is a drug. Okay, it's a drug. But it's not the kind of drug that makes me lose control over myself. If you get what I'm saying. Like, the reason I don't drink is because I cannot control myself if I drink. The reason I don't use cocaine is because cocaine was only fun when I was doing it with my friends and we were all drinking. I've never been a person to buy my own cocaine, hold my own cocaine, snort my own cocaine. Nope. Only cocaine I ever did belonged to Kristin or CJ. That's not true. There were times where I had bought it. Bill, the guy that I wasn't even dating him. That's more emotional fucking baggage damage. So all the people in my life that have been trying to set me up, those are the actual drug users. Those are people who have tried to get me to use drugs. So I don't know how long this program goes back or if Kristin was a part of it way back then. If so, that would make me want to think it's not necessarily our friend group. It's coming from her family, like her father. What is her father involved with? Her father's also an attorney, which may explain the connection between all the harassment at my places of work. I don't know. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. And then I'm trying to say only factual things about this group of girls that I hung out with as best friends in high school. And the more I think about all of these things, the more I can find, like, how awful they are. Jessica Gable, let's talk about her. I was friends with her sister, Sheena. Jessica's a year older. I don't know how it was that we ended up hanging out. But there was a night where we went to the Ventura Theater to go watch a band perform. I think it's Ryan, not Ryan Gleason, Ryan, I can't think of his last name right now. Fuse was the band's name. I think that's who we were going to see at the Ventura Theater. Her and Kristin, they wanted to drink. I didn't have a license at the time, but I knew how to drive. Well, I thought I knew how to drive. I didn't really know how to drive because I got into an accident. I don't know if they wanted me to pay for that accident or whatever, but the whole reason that there was an accident was because our supposedly designated driver, secure driver, wanted to drink vodka. And I am not going to ride in a car with someone who's drinking like that. The only person I'm riding in a car with who's drinking is me. I'm the one who's driving because I know I'm going to make it home. That's why I don't drink. It's not for me. You can't drive when you're drinking. I don't do it. I like driving. So I didn't drink, made a left turn in front of a car who had looked like they were stopping to yield for me to make the turn, but instead of yielding, they actually just hit the gas and kept going. So I'm starting to think now, if all of this stuff was already going on back then, I know that Jessica Gable has said some things about me that are untrue, and she's tried, like the gaslighting, tried to get me to believe it. Whatever group they are part of, it's possible they could have even set that accident up to make it look like I'm a fuck up. What ended up happening was Jessica, even though she had been drinking vodka, jumped into the driver's seat. The lady that hit us didn't say shit, and she used her titties and whatever to talk the cops out of giving her a ticket. And that's my memory of it. And I don't know if her mom was upset and her mom wanted me to pay for it. I don't know if she ever told her mom that she wanted to drink and that's the reason I was driving. Because if I had a license, I would have paid for the accident. It would have been my insurance. Simple as that. Why would you let someone without a license drive your car? She told her, oh, she said she had a license. No, I told you I can drive. Kristin knows. Kristin knew very well I didn't have a license. Kristin came with me when I took my sister's car for the first time when I didn't have a license. So Kristin knew. It's just a whole bad group, right? And then there's things like, I had friends when I started at the school in the area where I grew up at, like the elementary school that I went to. I had friends that went on to have normal lives that didn't have any of the issues that this one group of my besties had. In high school, I was supposed to do AP classes and then graduate on a track towards becoming a forensic pathologist. Getting into trouble in the 10th grade when I was hanging out with Kristin and we were shoplifting at, I think it's the Macy's at the Thousand Oaks Mall with Andrew Santoli, Kristin, Josh Fishman. These are some people who have like had a very strange attraction towards me for whatever reason. Mary Sideropoulos, I don't know what her part in this is, but I remember distinct conversations with a lot of these people that all of these people were playing with my head. That whole area, there is something there. And as I'm saying this, I know there's going to be people watching this who know some of the people I'm talking about and know exactly what organization they are involved with. So in the last week, I have come to realize that the place that I went to school at is really the source of this. That's how far back it goes. I got put on whatever list back then, and just as I get older, I guess maybe the reward grows. I really don't know what it is. Maybe there's like an anniversary gift that was supposed to be my destruction. But all I can say is, for you to put this much energy and effort, first of all, I feel shitty spending this much time talking about this, but I have to because you guys are really trying to kill me. You're trying to kill me or make me insane or I don't know what the fuck, but I would love to talk to these people face to face, but not even. Not even. I feel, and this is like, maybe they thought I felt this way back then. I didn't. Back in high school, I didn't. When Kristin told me, oh, everybody loved you, I looked at her and I thought, that's not my experience. My experience in high school was not everybody loved me. My experience in high school was very telling of actually what it is that you guys have been doing to me for the last 20 years. And if I had gone off of my instinct and my experience in high school instead of listening to the people who have been gaslighting me, I would have not been friends with you after 18. So this is continued because I allowed certain people in my life who would take information and feed it back to the hive, and the hive did not want that for me. The hive wants me to be buried under the ground. But my real place in society, if you can't tell by now, since I'm not dead yet, since you guys have been doing this for so fucking long, and I can tell, every single one of you, I'm up here, and you guys put me there. I didn't, you did. And the more you follow me around and the more you harass me, the more power you give me. Because all you're doing is saying somebody out there really fucking hates you so bad they want you to die, and they can't get that. Right? So eventually either I will end up passing away and I have enough videos letting everyone know it is not me. It will never be me doing that to myself. Never, never, never in a million years. No teeth, homeless, fucking hungry. It doesn't matter. There's nothing in me that's going to give up like that. And anyone who has participated in this, who doesn't know me, you're broke. You're broke, or you are sadistic. And for the people who do know me, who feel like this is really what it should be, why don't you come talk to me? Clear up whatever misunderstanding it is. Because I can tell you right now, when I think, I'm going to look at this picture. I want to look at this picture so I can address at least everybody that is in this photo. So just so you can know, and I'll show you. This is our high school prom photo. There's only one couple, two couples actually. Kristin and her boyfriend, right here, down right here. Kristin had like a 40-year-old boyfriend when she was still in high school. That has to be motherfucking statutory rape. And then Leora and her boyfriend. I don't know if they're still together or where they went, but I think out of all of these people in this picture, if I were to name the happiest person aside from myself, it would be Leora. Leora is there with her boyfriend. Leora had a great mother, and I don't really think Leora is up to the bullshits. Leora has not been one of the people who's come across my profile, looked through my stories, stalked me in any way. Leora has the best life out of any of these people. Who else? Our two teachers that jumped in there for whatever reason, they may know about what the town of Oak Park did to me. We have some people in the photo that went to Moore Park. Rigo went to Moore Park. Pat is Lindsay's date. He's older than her. So you guys know these people if you're from Oak Park and you're looking at them. My date, I'm the one in the glasses if you can't tell, the one with the darkest skin. So this shows you where I grew up at. Does it make more sense when I tell you that all of this was a high school hazing? I'm black and yellow. Everybody's white. All of these people have played a hand in my emotional damage over the last 10 years. It's crazy, huh? But I love that for them. I just want to make sure they know that I know.